Okay, good morning to all, and back to the next types of attacks. There is the security of attacks. In the security of attack, the first is interruption, interception, modification, and the fabrication. So first come to the interruption. Uh, uh, Interruption means here the resource becomes unavailable, lost, or unusable. Examples of interruption are causing problems to a hardware device, or erasing programs or data, or operating system components. So that is known as the interruption. Second name is the interception. It means that an unauthorized party has gained access to a resource. The party can be a person, a program, or computer-based system. Examples of interception are copying of data or program and listening to network traffic. Next is your modification. Here the attacker may modify the values in a database. Right now, so during the transmission, if the value of a database is modified by an attacker, it is coming under modification. Next is your fabrication. It involves the creation of illegal objects on a computer system. For example, the attacker may add fake records to a database. So that is known as the fabrication. Next is your cryptography attack. There are two types of attack. One is your passive attack. Another one is your active attack. In a passive attack are those wherein the attacker indulges in eavesdropping or monitoring of data transmission. In other words, the attacker aims to obtain information that is in the transit, and the passive identifies the attacker does not attempt to perform any modification to the data. In fact, this is also why passive attacks are harder to detect. The general approach of deal with passive attacks is to think about prevention rather than detection or corrective actions. This passive attack are two types. One is your release of message contents and traffic analysis. Release of message content is quite simple to understand. When you send a confidential email message to your friend, you desire that only he or she be able to access it. Otherwise, the contents of the message are released against our wishes to someone else. Using certain security mechanism, you can say it will prevent the release of message content. Next, come to the traffic analysis. What is the traffic analysis? In traffic analysis attack, the attempts of analyzing the encode message to come up with likely patterns. That means in the traffic analysis, the attacker is always try to analyzing the encoded message for baking purpose. That is known as the traffic analysis. Next comes the active attack. What is the active attack? In the like the passive attack, active attacks are based on the modification of the original message in some manner or in the creation of a false message. These attacks cannot be prevented easily. However, they can be detected with some effort, and attempts can be made to recover from them. These attacks can be in the form of interruption, you can say modification, and the fabrication. So anyway, the active attack may be masquerade, maybe modification, DOS or modifications, or reply attack. Masquerade attack is caused when an unauthorized entity pretends to be another entity. Masquerade. That means masquerade is coming from the mask, right? Here, one unauthorized person behaves like an authorized person and tries to access the data. That is the masquerade. In a reply attack, a user captures a sequence of events or some data units and resends them. For instance, suppose user A wants to transfer some amount of to user C, C's bank account. Both users A and C have accounts with the bank B. User A might send an electronic message to bank B and requesting for fund transfer. User C could capture this message and send a second copy of the same to the bank B. So bank B would have no idea that this is an unauthorized message. Okay. So it had treat this as a second and different funds transfer request from user A. Therefore, user C would get the benefit of the fund transfer twice, one authorized and one through a reply attack. So that is known as the reply. Modification of the message means what? That during the transmission, if the contents of the message is modified, then it is known as the modification of the data. Next, programs that attack. There are different types of programs through which you can attack the plain text or during the transmission. First come to the virus. What do you mean the virus? Computer virus is a software program written with malicious intention. Next, computer virus is a harmful software program written intentionally to enter a computer without the user's permission or knowledge. You can say it has the ability to replicate itself, thus continuing to spread. So there are 4 phases of virus during this lifespan or lifetime. One is your dormant phase, second one is your propagation phase, third one is your triggering phase, and fourth one is your execution phase. That means this is the 4 phases through which a virus can spend its life. Again repeat: dormant phase, propagation phase, triggering phase, and the execution phase. So this about all about this class. From tomorrow we will discuss about the virus and the OR and another type of bias. Okay, thank you to all.